Oh, we're live. Okay.
Hey everybody, this is your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. You guys are in for a treat. This is my twofer for today. I brought on our friendly show host, co-host, and DJ Money. Sorry, we're trying to get back right. DJ Money, welcome to the show. Hello, how are you doing?
Erica, I am fired up. I'm so fired up that I am levitating, but I got sandbags around my ankles to keep me down on the ground. Life is so great.
Good stuff, good stuff. So I know you had some stuff special for us today. And if you guys could, when you come in here, can you drop your city and state in the chat? And while we're waiting, we're going to drop a beautiful ad from our sponsor so we can kind of give some people some time to get up in here. If you don't mind for a second, Nick, there. Hold on. I want to laugh and I'm trying to focus. Okay.
Hi, I'm DJ the Money Coach. Don't touch that dial. You want to become financially independent? You want to have consumer debt freedom? You want to have passive income, learn how to build a business, acquire real estate, and achieve the lifestyle you deserve in 2021? Well, hit that link below right now. We've worked with over 20,000 people in the past 2 decades, helping them become consumer debt free, increase their credit scores by 30 to 60 points in 30 days or less, and help them acquire businesses through real estate, taxes, and a network of experts just like me. So you'll get a complete 3-hour, 18-module course called Family Finance 101 that'll teach you A to Z how to become consumer debt free, credit worthy, and it put you in position to become a certified entrepreneur. We'll also give you a complimentary consultation with me that's a $500 value. Why would you want to do that? Because I have already achieved that, and I can help you achieve your American dream in 2021. Hit the link below, get the free webinar and the complimentary consultation, and I'll see you soon and wish you a pom-pom lifestyle that's cleaner money and peace of mind. Come join us.
All right, folks, we got some more folks in here now. So welcome back, everybody. So you saw there, they gave us a little B-roll of yourself. For people who don't know you, they're new to the channel. You know, we've been doing some big things lately. You've been working with insurance companies, Mr. What's it? I don't want to mess it up. I want to say, what's the name of the insurance company?
The name of the insurance company is Loop Insurance.
Yeah. I wanted to call it the Loop for some reason. I was like, that ain't right.
Yep. LOOP loopinsure.co is the website. And the founders are Don Henry, who was a first-time millionaire at the young age of 21 years of age. And actually at 26, he started a venture capital company called Harlem Capital that raised over $40 million. And his actual co-founder, co-CEO name is Carrie Ann Nadeau, and she has a master's from MIT, and she worked for the Brookings Institute, and she actually created, through big data and machine learning, the actual artificial intelligence platform that actually can navigate roads, terrain, and everything, tell you what a safe driving patterns are, that she actually sold to the District of Columbia, sold to the city of Chicago. And here's the funny thing, Erica, she showed all these liabilities in their driving patterns that they bought the software from her. And then after they figured out that, you know what, this is more liability that we want to take on, they shelved it. And she said, forget about that. I'm going to go into business for myself and bring this to the forefront and revolutionize the business. And actually, it's disruptive for the simple fact, Erica, that it doesn't require you to have a credit score, doesn't require you to be married, doesn't discriminate against you for living in an urban community. It just rates your driving habits certified. So it's going to slice 30% off of your insurance rates, just like that. And I want you to mark my words. I'm giving you a prediction right now. This company is going to do to the auto insurance company what Netflix did to video and streaming, what Amazon did to the book and the grocery store business. Mark my words. You heard it here first from DJ the Money Coach.
And you know what's crazy is there's going to be so much disruption in the marketplace that people mentally just aren't ready to hear that, right? They're not really listening to every time something new comes in, they're like, oh, that's different, whatever. I'm like, Lemonade Insurance. There's no agents, right? You have all these different companies that came along and they're just like a household name now, right? So I have no doubt that it will change it. There's companies every time that come in, kind of like the Torinos, the rental car stuff, the Uber and the Lyft, you name it. They come through and they change the game. And also, sorry, I got a little feedback. I muted you. I muted him. It's okay. Boom, I do it like that. Okay, and so we've been working with you here on the channel. We've been telling people about your story, and so you got some staff you want to come through and bring through, and some partners you want to bring through today. But talk to us. How can we get on that pom-pom lifestyle, man?
Erica, I was thinking about this, and can I keep it a buck? Can I be 100% transparent, straightforward with your community?
For sure. Go ahead.
Because I think they need a wake-up call. Mm-hmm. And here's the reason why I say that. Because the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind, is not built on social media. I'm going to say that again. It is not built on social media. The thing that attracted us to you, and I think attracted you to us, that we had real businesses in the real world. Mm-hmm. And you talked about that earlier today about everybody want the STEMI. and
a quick injection, a quick fix, a quick boom, and it's like microwave life, microwave living.
You're not an overnight success, but the people on these platforms think you are. Mm-hmm. You running a $2 million business, paying payrolls, doing P&L in the real world, got banking relationships, and most of these people, and I don't hate the game, I don't hate the people, I love everybody. Let me share that with you right now. But I got this little shirt on. It says, "Leave this game to the professionals." And what game is that? Business. So going back to what you talked about, the pom-pom lifestyle, is that here's the thing. When you meet an expert like Erica, you got to be mentally prepared to actually receive the message that she's bringing to you that she built for the last 8 years. But the conflict in your mentality is you hop on these media platforms, I don't care what it is, Twitch, Clubhouse, Twitter, Instagram, StreamYard, YouTube, and you see these people that appear to be successful that are really practicing ignorance on fire, and they're doing entertainment, and they're actually getting paid to be, sheep herders to the real people who own the real assets. Mm-hmm. What do I mean by that? Guess what, Erica, you and I, we don't own this platform, but we are creating content to create wealth for them if you and I don't have a real business.
Right.
I'm going to say that again. We're creating content to create wealth for them because they have the real estate. Mm-hmm. And the pom-pom lifestyle is this. One, I built a 7-figure cleaning company in the real world called White Glove Immaculate Services. From 96 to 2006, I ran a 7-figure cleaning business. Janitorial, high-end condominiums, construction cleaning, all of that, plus. When being an entrepreneur as a Black man was not sexy. If you had the label of entrepreneur when I started building business, Erica, you know what that was? The connotation was you are unemployed, can't keep a job, and you unstable. Mm-hmm. Facts. I did business with this little company called Ashland Chemical. Look them up. They were the second largest acrylic company in the world next to 3M, based out of Ashland, Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I went from doing one of their sites, Erica, to 12 of their sites in 3 years, and that propelled my company to 7 figures. And that was knocking on doors, getting thousands of no's, left, right, and center, people laughing at me, moved from a nice house in the suburbs to a 1-bedroom apartment to make my dreams come true. And everybody, my mother, my uncles, everybody, hey man, you're throwing your college education away. I said, no, I'm not. Did that. Moved into the .com world. in 2000, 1999, simultaneously, because most real entrepreneurs like yourself, we own multiple businesses. Once we figure out the mousetrap
and the staffing
and the staffing and the ecosystem. So one of the reasons why I'm going to bring on a couple of people from the 7 spheres of money is let these people see our receipts, because I only have a mere 305 subscribers to my YouTube channel, but I make 5 strong figures, sometimes 6 figures a month in the real world. So when
and we always tell people there's nothing wrong with internet, there's nothing wrong with online businesses. They're just different systems that apply to different ones. And so stuff that you would do in the everyday real world, you're not out here flashing in your company. You're not out here stunting for the gram. You're not out here sitting on Lambos at lunch meetings. You know, I literally had to go buy a pair of khakis and a button up. And people were like, why are you buying that day? Because I was getting ready to wear my t-shirt and jeans with my cowboy boots. And the girl said, listen, we know that's your style, but for this meeting, we need you in the dress attire. So let us know what you're going to wear tomorrow. Right. And because we take our photo. And I said, oh, goodness, they're not even joking. And so I laugh when people say, yeah, I don't do nothing, wear sweatpants and stay at home. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But that's not real world meetings, right? Like we've done meetings in sweatpants, but when there's a event or a golf classic, like our company's doing participating in a golf classic on Monday, are we coming to the golf classic in sweatpants?
Heck no.
Come on. You know what I mean? So I just tell people I do business in the real world and I laugh at a lot of it, but continue.
So our next our next move into entrepreneurship is when the .com business started and everybody was concerned about 99 going to 0. They thought everything was going to crash. So we started a little company that actually was to help prevent that, and we did well. And even though it didn't crash, we positioned ourselves to work in technology and actually start, creating servers, and doing remote, disaster recovery. And it was called Syed Inway Technology. And if anybody saw the interview I did with Dr. Randall Pinkett, he said, you don't have to be a technologist to be in technology. And I don't have a technology background, but you know what I do? I have a business mind and I know where the future is going because I downloaded information, went to conferences, high-end conferences like you do, that I paid $3,500, $5,000 for. And I got my education and I saw where things were going. And then we created this company called Syed Inway Technologies, and I hired technologists to actually go out and implement what I knew was coming. We did that. Then we moved into the real estate game, Erica, and we created a company called 6 Degrees of Assets that I created. And again, I didn't know nothing about the real estate game, but I knew it was important to have because my mentor retired at 35, worth $10 million from Northern Trust Bank as a president. And he looked just like me and told me step by step, here's how I'm going to retire. And I'm laughing at him and saying, man, I ain't doing that. I ain't going in the hood with no gun collecting rents in Inglewood, in Chicago. And he said, you're dumb because you're in the car with me cracking jokes while I'm collecting the rents. And guess what? Today is my birthday and I just checked out and I got $10 million in assets and a strong 6-figure income. What you got, boss? So I went into the real estate business and partnered up with my childhood friend named Clarence Archibald. And we created this little, course called the 3 Steps to Success. And we taught people how to open up businesses, leverage real estate, and leverage the tax laws. Created our own ecosystem. From 2005 to 2010, we were locked at the hip. And we did hundreds of properties that we paid cash, did hard money lending, made millions of dollars. And then the market crashed like 2009. And then what happened was what most people do, they quit, go back to their job. I didn't. I sold all my properties back to him, Erica.
Right.
That was dumb. Dumb.
Listen. Dumb. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't know.
Dumb,
right?
dumb. I sold them back, Erica. If the property cost $1,000, I sold it to him for 30 cents.
Pretty much. And he's thanking you every day like, have a great day. Yeah.
I panicked. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't my expertise. And I'm like, dude, I can't be losing out. But here's the thing. I didn't lose hardly any money because I had made already a ton of money on the construction loans. I made money on the refinance. You know why, Erica? Because I was the mortgage banker on every deal. I took my money, like Robert Kiyosaki says, if you want to get in an industry that you just want to do, celebrating and stuff and partying, find how you can make a product or a service in that and create a company and then get all the tax write-offs and the benefits of a business. So I found a partner that owned a mortgage banker business. And I said, look, I'm going to bring you 10, 15 loans a month. And how can you pay me for it? And she said, well, legally, I can't pay you unless you own a portion of this business. I said, well, guess what? You need to sell me a portion of the business because I'm not going to be bringing these loans to you for free. She sold me 10%. And from there, we started doing 15, 20 houses a month. And I was making money on the front end, $5,000 on the hard money. I was making $5,000 on the refi. So I was making 10 grand per property every month, like clockwork. And then I sold that off and I got out the business and I got to my passion of financial education, started building that across the country. Tip, this is my third, fourth company if you're not paying attention to the story. And I failed along the way. But every time I failed, you know what I did, Erica? I found a professional like this guy here, Melvin, who's part of my team, to advise me in my gaps. And I took their advice. And you know what? I didn't nickel and dime him. If Melvin told me he's a registered investment advisor, got a Series 65, a Series 6, a Series 7, he manages these funds, $40-50 million, and he's got an SPHR certification, the highest in human resources, and he trained people at Unilever, a multi-billion-dollar company. You know what I did, Erica? I said, am I mentally prepared to work with Melvin, and do I have the money to invest? And if I don't have the money and I'm serious, I'm not going to look at it as a cost. So the first thing is to get that pom-pom lifestyle, stop speaking negatively. Everything you do as a business owner and a real entrepreneur is an investment. So over the last few months, we work with people on your team. They come to us and they automatically are speaking negatively. Oh, that's a cost, DJ. Oh, I got to pray about this, DJ. Let me talk to my husband about this, DJ. Let me talk to my wife. Now, right now, I bet you the people on this platform are saying, oh, DJ's negative. No, you know what DJ's not? DJ's not, being unreal. DJ's keeping it a buck with you. So when Melvin told me what the investment was for me to get him to give me the advice I needed to go to the next level and start my next company, I invested. But you know what I did? I checked his receipts in the real world. Right. I didn't hop on to YouTube, Twitch, Clubhouse, and see some young stud, 25 years of age, who got ignorance on fire, and they just got 100,000 sheep to follow them, and they don't realize that the sheep are creating money for him that's just earned income, and the real ballers are the advertisers who own the real estate. And when I talk about real estate, I'm talking about intellectual property, digital property, the platform. So in order to get that pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money, peace of mind, I immediately understood that the debt I was carrying, Erica, at the time, there was 60 grand, 40,000 consumer debt, 20,000 student loan, was holding me back because I couldn't get to the next level because I was stressed. And the person that was holding that debt over my head had control of me, because if they told me to do something I didn't want to do, I had to do it because I had a fear of loss of the little bit of earned income I had. And when I say little bit of earned income, I was making six figures. So I'm not impressed, nor is anybody that you're going to see right here on this platform that I bring to the platform that's impressed with you got $250,000 income. You got a mutual fund or a 401k that got $1 million in it. Because you know what that is? That's paper. It's not residual. It's not a real asset, because if they decide digitally to click the switch on you and say, you no longer have that in your bank account, what are you going to do? You can't do nothing. Zero. The FDIC will guarantee, if it's in a certain vehicle, up to $250,000. But you and I both I have real estate. I got multiple real estate properties, just like you. Detroit, Chicago, Texas, just to name a few. And unlike some of these other gurus that have you get them $10 million of your hard-earned money from a collective group that look like us, and they go out and buy an office and they shoot pictures and they show you the bling and the Lambo and the Mercedes, and they got no real receipts, but you didn't fell for the okie doke. But again, I'm elongating this. So the pom-pom lifestyle, real simple. Get to debt freedom first on your personal side. Get your credit score above 720, preferably 760. You don't even have to have an 800 credit score. But if you got debt freedom and you got a 760 credit score, you now have just gotten to kindergarten of entrepreneurship, because now you can go to the bank and get lines of credits established with an entity structure, a real business. Here's another myth.
Foundation.
Here's another myth.
That's the word, people missing it.
Exactly. Here's another myth. Oh man, I got an LLC. I literally sat down with a client 2 days ago, told me she invested 50 stacks, $50,000 to invest in a guy's, flipping business and teach you how to put a property in an LLC. And she came out of the equation with only one property, but she spent $50,000.
Man,
she learned how to put a property in an LLC, and he took her $50,000, and he didn't introduce her to a Melvin Hobson. He didn't introduce her to a James Lane CPA who actually did the tax audits for ExxonMobil. Mm-hmm. I think they're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yep.
And passed all the audits.
Here's what I did a bunch of phone calls the other day, consulting calls in between running around. It was crazy. And what I want people to understand is when you're on the phone with me, I'm telling y'all, the most thing I want people to do is I want you to get the foundation right. I want you to tell me, what's your why? Why are you doing this? And most people are like, hey, I want to make money. I want to get rich. My family, generational wealth. I'm like, great. Now we have to build on that foundation. You can't, when I talk about having a team, people are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just do this all by myself. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. I work with an accounting firm. Like there's multiple people at the accounting firm working with me, right?
Wait. Erica, say that again. You work with accounting what? Firm. What do businesses work with? Firms.
Right? And then, then I'm working with, right now about 10 contractors who are doing different parts to the business. And so when you're talking to people, you know what I mean? You're like, all right, I don't even argue anymore. Like today was my wake up call. Like we will not argue with people on the internet because we're past that.
Exactly. So
we're past that.
At the end of the day, here's the deal. So you have to create an ecosystem, and in that ecosystem, there are 7 spheres in that ecosystem, and there's 4 that are most important to you right now today as a real entrepreneur, a person that moves 7 figures and do 7-figure deals. Forget all this fluff. Let me put all the jokes aside. Keep it real talk. Number 1 in that ecosystem, you have to have operations, which you have. Just like you were talking about. You go to one bank, they turn you down, they give you some bull crap rebuttal, you pull out another stack of paperwork and say, oh, this is what you're talking about?
Did you mean this?
Right.
You can review this right now if you're ready.
Right. Show me your K1s. Show me your P&L. And most of these people I'm talking to, they're like, what? K1s? P&Ls? Oh, but you tell me you're successful. But I ain't heard of you, DJ the Money Coach. I don't see you shaking your butt and doing all this on Twitch and everything and TikTok and doing it. I said, because guess what? Real bad boys move in silence. I don't need the popularity contest anymore.
Did you see Dave Ramsey? Now, Dave Ramsey had a little bit of dust up over there, but long story short, he was in Cabo. Only picture he showed you of him and his family in Cabo was him and his grandchild walking to a Jeep. That was it on the beach, because they don't have to. It's not. Dave Ramsey talks to you about getting your life together. Why do you need to see Dave Ramsey on a yacht? Why do you need to see Dave Ramsey on the beach with his shirt off? What do you need to see that for? Right? And so you're talking to people and you're like, come on, y'all.
So check it out. So I'm gonna show you.
Hold on, real quick before you run off. Jessica's been on the show. She's making killer money. I know. I saw your comment today about you might have to start paying your taxes quarterly. I love that. But let me tell you, Jessica, get that QuickBooks. Come talk to DJ and them after this, because you're building a really good business, and I don't want you to get eaten up in taxes. So, everybody, that's Jessica Kimbrough from Technically Speaking. She's been a past guest on the show. What's up?
Absolutely. What's up, Jessica? Yeah. So here's what we want. We want you guys to ask us every question. Here's what real players, real ballers, real business people, they can answer any question because they're experienced. And I challenge you tonight. Come on here, ask Melvin. You're going to ask our guests. We're going to show you. Check this out. Dragon 5 Vibe. We're going to show you a real startup business that's 7 figures that's being impacted by our network because we actually bring the real thunder to the table. And that's not a brag. But you know what? You will go on shows and watch Cardone, Gary Vee, Pat Bet David, and they'll be all flamboyant and everything, and they'll use profanity, and you'll turn right around, give them your money, and they ain't showed you one asset that they're gonna put you in. Real talk. Because one, you can't even afford to roll with them. Real talk.
Yeah.
Okay? So
a lot of them like it starts at 50K and up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, and so when I talk to people, I'm like, I remember telling somebody I was working with people at 5 and 10K. He was like, "Girl, the paperwork. That's so much paperwork to keep up. Who you billing for them hours of paperwork?" I'm like, I know now, but I always tell people.
Check it out. Pom-pom lifestyle. Look at this is old. This show you how I'm dating myself, but I'm showing you the power of me building a system. This is a system, Erica, called Got Assets, and I own the trademark on that. 3 steps to success: business, real estate, taxes. There's the team that I put together in 2005, and here's the receipts. Look at that. Look at the dates. What did they say right there?
Listen, you're gonna have to say it. Took my glasses off. Don't do me like that. You know my glasses ain't on.
Melvin, unmute yourself, Melvin. Tell them what the dates on that said. And you can actually go to my original website and you can look this up and look at my receipts.
Looks like 2008.
2008. So I was building a revolutionary business model in 2008 before most of these people were even born. And we built this to 7 figures. We went across the country with professionals and sponsors that were paying us thousands of dollars a month just to rep them. Melvin, chime in here. And again, the pom-pom lifestyle, I created debt freedom, increased my credit score, eliminated that, and then I started leveraging other people's money and other people's time by delegating sharp professionals like Melvin. Melvin, chime in and tell them how long we been together, bro.
Man, we've been together since 2004. We met in 2003, looking at real estate.
Tell them what house did everybody know about?
Robert Kiyosaki, man. I mean, hey, he's doing it. Okay, show me how you're doing it. Cash flow, 101. Understanding how deals work. Recognizing that once you do the deal, you keep doing that deal. You keep doing that deal until you get so good at it, you graduate to bigger deals. There's always going to be a deal that's going to come available to you. If you're not ready, fine, you're not ready, but fall forward. Don't just don't freeze up, get hit like a deer, do something, go after it, and recognize the more you exercise, the stronger you get. You get that shirt on, Gold's Gym. The more you exercise, the stronger you
I just gave you 2 muscles.
Erica, check this out. This brother was making 6 figures in real estate doing something I had never seen, and had a group of people come into a hotel paying him to teach him how to play cash flow in real life. And then he was smart enough to get their information and then put them in real estate deals that they were doing. He struck a deal with Robert Kiyosaki to actually play the game and get paid to play the game for 30, 40 people at a hotel for 2 hours. And then those people was like, "Oh, I got out of rat race. How do I do this for real?" And Mel was like, "I thought you never asked."
Exactly. There you go. There you go. And you got to make sure that they're ready to go. Like we're talking about, a lot of people mentally are not ready to go. They want to be ready to go, but they're afraid. They're afraid of a whole lot of stuff. And if you're clutching the sand too hard, it slips through your fingers. You have to see it and go after it, and have some intelligent people, some smart people around you to help you for information you don't know, but you grow from that and you get stronger and you get better.
Real
But
talk.
it's just like, DJ saying.
Real talk. So that lifestyle, like you talked about, that you have, Erica, and that we have, once we got that and we figured out the mousetrap, here's the tip. Don't try to go out and do it and recreate your own. Just duplicate people already successful and find your passion and go down that lane. Why spend all that time? That's the beauty of the internet. It can accelerate a foundation if you're already prepared.
Too many people want to make their own wheel. They think that makes them special or unique or more important. The Japanese used to build trash. Then they started building the stuff that the U.S. built. They got a lot better at it. And, in the 70s, they were building cars better than the big three. Now they're one of the big three. After you perfect what your craft and what you're doing, you'll be as good as those that you were copying, and people will be coming to you because you're the expert.
Exactly. So let me show you an example, Erica, of lifestyle. If you can let our new sponsor and our partner onto the platform, he'll tell you, and he's a real baller. Real baller. I think he's in the what you call it. There we go. So let me introduce this person to you. And this person is a Renaissance man, Erica. Real business owner, has traveled across the continents, across the world. Number one. 2, fluent in 2, additional languages. And number 3, he's bringing to the table a real startup that actually most people will never get to experience in their lifetime, no matter what they look like. So Ben Carter is the founder, partner of the uniquely Black-owned tequila right behind me called Tolero Tequila, and it is the best tequila that money can ever buy. Ben, thanks for coming on, brother.
No, thank you for having me. Appreciate it. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Ben, tell us a little bit about you. Tell Erica how we met and why you excited about intersecting with just little old DJ the Money Coach 7 Figures of Money system.
I met you on the AMAC conference call. The AMAC is the Association of Minority Airport Contractors, so concessionaires, and it's we were just actually it was just like a happy hour, wasn't it? It was just
it was a happy hour. We were having good times.
Yeah, so I was on the call, and they were saying because I was supposed to sponsor the Atlanta conference that was supposed to be this year, but the COVID of course canceled that, and so we just hooked up from that, and we started the Tolero Tequila is organic tequila in 2015, and we were based out of we're made in Jalisco, Mexico, which is the tequila capital of the world, but more importantly, it's the only 100% Black-owned tequila brand in the world. And the thing was that I came on with a guy named Coda Subtle, and they were looking for a guy. I'm fluent in Spanish because I went to grad school in Mexico City at Universidad Iberoamericana, which was like a it was kind of upper tier school, kind of hoity-toity, but we had a thing called a chupitoria, which is a shot bar. And so the tradition was that you take a sip of tequila before you go and take your exam. And the reason why is because tequila is not a depressant; it's a stimulant. And so my classmates would tell me, take a sip of tequila before you go to your exam. I was like, man, you're crazy. But I ended up taking it, and I actually started doing it. Doing sips of tequila before exam, and I got 4.0 that year. So it was just like so when I got approached about becoming a owner of this tequila, was that I had to taste it because as I said before, there are a lot of tequilas. Tequila is a hot liquor. It's a hot spirit. Like vodka was in the early 2010s and the early 2000s. So not everybody and mama wants to get in a tequila tip, but it's not as easy because, of course, you have to be made in Mexico to be called a tequila. You can make vodka anywhere. You know, you can make it in your bathtub if you need to.
I was going to say really quickly, I had a surgery a couple years ago and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? He's like, you got to change your diet, but you can't have tequila. He's like, it's made differently.
Exactly.
So I always laugh when I hear about tequila because I was like, that's the first thing he told me. He's like, oh yeah, you can have tequila though.
Exactly.
Everything else, that's too much wheat, that's too much this.
Yep.
You never already have surgery in 3 months. But tequila, yeah, you can have that.
Exactly. And that's the funny thing about it is that if you drink it straight, it helps in your metabolism. You know that's what people that but the Americans, of course, got to put all the sugar in it, with margaritas, and they got to add, Cointreau, and make Texas margaritas, and got to make all this, chocolate. But you just drink it straight, which is supposed to be, it helps, you say it stimulates the mind, and it aids in metabolism and aids in recovery process. So I met DJ, what was that, about 3 months ago?
Yeah, about 3-4 months ago. Yep.
Yeah, so 3 or 4 months ago on a Zoom call. And so, we are, I like his energy. We've been in the same cities throughout the time. I've lived in 8 different cities and 3 different countries, because I was in radio and TV before this. And I own a radio station in Las Vegas, and I've managed radio stations for Clear Channel and Radio One in 8 different cities, and then I became a consultant for Canadian and South American radio and TV companies. So, as you said before, I like the spirit that DJ has, and it was that, this is a very capital intensive business. To make it into the spirits world, first of all, we're barely 6 years old. And the thing is that we're competing against companies that have been in the business since the 1900s, late 1800s. And so DJ showed, he's showing me the way to access that capital where, you can become, as you said before, the big boys, because the way that you have to do it is that the old style way is, you have the product, you first get the capital to buy the product, get the contract, get the intellectual property for it, right? Then you got to bring it over from Mexico. Then you got to get a distributor and a wholesaler and an importer, and that's money upon money, and that's just, to do one state costs $750,000 to $1 million competitively a year. So if you want to be in 50 states, you're looking to spend at least 30 to 40 million.
Say that again, Ben. How much you got to spend to get in this game?
30, 40 million. If you really, if you're trying to compete with the big boys. You know what I'm saying? Because all you gotta do is look at the one and I met them, and we sat down, we talked bread, we talked shop. It was Uncle Nearest whiskey, which is a black owned whiskey, and they went the way where they got a credit line for 30 million, and they built a distillery in Lynchburg, Tennessee, and they were able to do that. And but they came from the entertainment side. They worked for Sony Entertainment, so they had access to that capital, Hollywood capital. And they they had that way. I'm coming from radio, TV, but radio. Most people right now don't even listen to radio. Radio is a dinosaur. And Coda was coming from from the lawyer position, so we were actually trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. And so it's we're landing contracts, and we were getting awards. As I said before, the thing is about this business is that if we had a bad tasting tequila or a copycat tequila, we would have been out of business a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as I said, I've given thousands, of bottles away, or I'll say 100 bottles, hundreds of bottles away, and I've only had maybe one person tell me I don't like it.
Right.
One, and as I said before, I've had more people tell me I usually don't drink tequila, but now you convince me, or now I'll drink tequila because that I'm actually having authentic tequila.
That's the amazing thing about it. And what we're doing for Ben and them is we're bringing creative financing to the table, Erica, and we brought it through our boy that you met, Hutch, Mr. Brandon. Remember?
Yep.
Big baller, deals that they don't even get excited about unless they're 8 to 9 figures.
Yep. And then also, you said before, we decided during the COVID times, before it was, you had to get into bars, you had to get into restaurants, you had to get in the club.
You had to run the circuit.
Exactly. And, that all shut down. And actually, the sales for our liquor stores went up. But, we were supposed to sign a distribution deal with Republic National Distribution Company and for 41 states. And that fell through because we signed it, and we actually had a verbal agreement, but a handshake. But that was signed on March 13th, 2020. And then they came back into us and they were like, look, we're not adding any new liquors till maybe 2022. So then I got approached by a company to say, well, now we can deliver it for you to 44 states. And you can basically become your own distributor, all online. You know what I'm saying? And so what's powerful about now is that you said before you built it up with worn out tools. COVID gave us worn out tools. We built it. Now we're building a pyramid with those worn out tools. And so the thing is that we use this system of a delivery where you just go onto our website tolerotequila.com, and then we have it where sponsorship where you just type in money in the promo code MONEY, and you get 10% off your deal off your order, and then we ship it directly to your home. And we do it in 44 states, and so that we become our own distributor. So whereas before you had to rely on the old good old boy system and the old good old boy network to distribute and sell your product, now I'm in control of my destiny, and control of the means of selling, distributing, and providing tequila to my consumers. And then I'm able to partner with DJ. I'm able to partner with actual DJs who have shows on Twitch and Zoom, and and they have their own codes assigned to them, and they push it because they get a commission off of that. And so that saves me in marketing, because that's also another thing that's capital intensive about being in the liquor business. You gotta advertise, you gotta sponsor, you gotta be at all these events. It said before, because there's a thing called the mental shopping list. And when you go into a liquor store, you don't have, you're not looking, a wine enthusiast goes and they're like, can you tell me the newest wine, or can you tell me what wine is? When people go into a liquor store, or they want to go to a bar, they already have in their mind what they have, what they want, and what they want to drink. And that's why you have to find a way to consistently, effectively, and efficiently advertise to where you get on that top 5 shopping list, the top 5 mental shopping list of tequilas. If I ask you, Erica, if I was going to name a tequila, name 3 tequilas that you think comes to your mind, right?
What isn't it? Patron?
Yeah, Patron's one. Yeah.
Patron. Ooh. See, I would name that stuff. Yeah. Tito. That's right.
That's vodka.
Oh, is it? Is it? Let me see.
Yep, that's vodka. Tito's is vodka.
Mostly I see Patron because I've seen it advertised everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and it's in music and rap songs. You know, a lot of musical songs on rap songs. You know, but the thing is that you said before, Patron. You know, when I lived in Mexico, Patron was not a drink of the Mexican. That was considered gringo tequila. So, you said before, it was owned by Paul Mitchell, the hairdresser. The guy with the ponytail, and he had the hairdressing products. And he was part owner of that. And so, he said before, when you said Tito's vodka, before Tito's vodka, it was Grey Goose, Belvedere, and then Ciroc, and then now it's Tito's. And Tito's was the same way. They came up through the, Austin, Texas, doing little events here and there. And then, like, you said before, they created a quality vodka that you said, that was awesome, American born, American bred, and that you can, take home for $20. And black people actually make Tito's what it is today. Let's be real.
Oh man.
Black people made Patron what it is.
Let me interject right here.
For sure.
Here's the problem with our community. We always are creating something great, and we allow people to come in, appropriate it, and sell it back and package it to us. And we get excited out of the bling factor, and we own no assets. Own no assets, Erica. You know that. And so again, this is one example of one of the businesses we endeavor in, because we run a real business and we're in the finance business at the end of the day. But when you bring it all the way back, 9 out of 10 times, like Melvin said, if you're not mentally prepared to meet and talk to us, you don't get it. It's going to be like Chinese. And then number 2, the most important part, you got to be ready financially. So I don't care if you save $50,000 and you're getting a negligible 1% return in your bank. I'm not impressed with your 50,000 stacks, because there's no real money. Show me what your credit line, your business has the ability to do to scale up. And then I'll show you how we can make you get to the next level. And most people don't realize that this platform we on, there's things that created this platform that are making billions of dollars, and people never know who those people are. But we question that stuff because we don't have that knowledge and understanding, because our real business concept is entertainment. That's all it is. So that's one sphere over there. Then you come over here on the property management side, because most of the people that come on these platforms, they want to get in that, flipping, wholesaling part, because they want quick money. They don't want assets, because guess what? If I pass away tomorrow, you pass away tomorrow, any one of these 4 people pass away, they own real assets that are transformative and transformational generation-wise. I'm going to say that again. My assets are hard that my children will get immediately. They'll step in and be ahead of the game outside of the insurance policies. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And that ties into the pom-pom lifestyle, because guess what? For the past 10 years, actually the past 15 years, my children have never seen their dad working for nobody.
Right.
You know what they see me doing in this office, in this house, just doing what stuff when I want to do it. But I have not missed one of their events. Not one of their recitals. We have not missed any vacations. And here's the trick. And here's what people, oh man, so-and-so made 20 million. Let me tell you about entertainers and what Ben a co-sign, and even Melvin a co-sign. You may be making $20 million a year, but if you got to go get on that hard, floor, and you got to be there when they tell you to be there, you're not really wealthy.
No.
Because if I decide today, hey, Erica, you went for your birthday. If you would have said, hey, DJ, you want to come rock with me? I could have hopped on the plane right with you and rock with you.
Listen, we were on sailing. Getting drink.
You see what I'm saying? So it's one thing to have the money, but if you don't have the time, and that's what people don't realize. So what we teach them to do, guess what? Here's the secret in America. Again, if you're debt free and you make $100 grand passively through business, real estate, dividend stocks, and investing and have money, you can live like a multimillionaire. But we got to have the bling. We got to see the commercial. We got to shake our butt. But when the pandemic happened, where did all those entertainers go? They disappeared because there was nowhere for them to make money live. Show me.
People
show
were
me
really hurting. They were really hurting.
Show me what it. Show me what Ice Cube, 50 Cent, and all of them. What it? Show me what it. I'm waiting. Because if they ain't got no place to perform, they can't get paid for their, showing up or what they call professional services. Because that's how they make their money. They make their money on tour. Unless they own a business, they not making any money. Real talk. So in that ecosystem, okay, I told you about operations. Then you got to have what you're excellent at, Erica, is marketing. Then you got to have that phenomenal sales department. That's my expertise, sales. And then you got to have what Ben talked about, distribution. Now there's 3 more, but those are the core to the foundation of any business. And then the 5th part is you got to have the proper entity structure. And this is where James comes in and he tells you, oh, that's great, you got an LLC. I'm excited for you. But do you know in a C corporation and sometimes in an S corporation, you can pay 0 taxes. So when, 45 or whatever his name, the orange man was, he was marketing. He paid $750 in taxes and y'all getting all pissed off. Don't get mad at the game. Just learn the rules. And then do this. Leave the game to the professional. Because entrepreneurship, which Erica knows, Ben knows, and Melvin knows, is a contact sport. But it is a team sport. And if you are the magic, Erica, in your business, and you go down and your business doesn't have the foundation, I don't care if you got $2-3 million, it's going to evaporate in 3 to 12 months.
Listen, I've told people, listen, y'all got people. So I sent you a paper earlier on a phone call. I was talking to him. I had several friends who are in taxes this year and they do taxes and they've been crying. They've been like, oh my God, and I said, what's wrong? They're like, people handing me sheets of paper. They handing me all kind of crazy mess. And so what ends up happening is they've been just digging out of the hole of 2020, and 2, that people really don't have their paperwork together. A lot of people don't have their business really structured like a business. And so you're sitting here, you're just like, that don't make any sense. To be working as hard as some people are working and it's not structured properly. And again, I hear people say, why didn't they take over their mom's business or their dad's business? Sometimes mom and dad weren't running a real business. Sometimes they were running a hustle that required them to be there every day.
Oh my goodness. You know what? If people don't stop using the word hustle and start using the word business, that's again, your language.
Some of them aren't running a real business.
It's building a business that will create generational wealth. DJ asked us, I think, remember you asked us, what would be the price that you would take to walk away from Tolero? And that's basically FU money. I mean, it has to be, we're talking 9 figures. And that already tells you right there that we're committed to making this work to where I can then pass this down to my ancestors, to my future kids. He has, my partner has 6 kids, so he wants to pass that on to his kids, and then from then on, my dad's side of the family, they were the first to start funeral homes in Alabama in 1900s. And, that's generational wealth. That's how Black people made generational wealth, was through funeral home, because of segregation. It forced Black people to, buy Black, support Black, and build generational wealth. And so my great uncle built, the Royal Funeral Home in North Alabama. And then my other great uncle built a hospital. So you either came in with my family or you left with my family.
Hopefully you stayed out. Hopefully he was walking.
That's what I'm saying. If you were in North Alabama or Lower Tennessee, you either came in with my family through OBGYN, or you left. When you died and went to the upper room, You left with my family.
Mhm.
That went over everybody's head at first.
Mhm.
You say it, and that you say it, and that was generational wealth. You say they started that in 1900, and they kept it. It's still going. It's so as you said before, you want to have it to where you said before where Tolero is. We're the only one in our distillery house because we're in the same distillery house with Casamigos, Avion, Cape Azul, and Milagro. So
all top shelf premiums.
Yeah, those are 9-figure businesses, and the thing is that we're the only ones that do organic.
Only one. Did you hear that?
Only
one.
So we talking about where when they talking about when they want organic tequila, they have to come to us.
Yep. And Erica, it's called IP. So another one of those assets that you got to have, IP. So when we interact with Ben, just like when we interacted with you, Brandon sat down because Brandon runs a $1.5 billion business at 31 years of age.
Yeah.
So he has seen everything, and he's actually underwritten billion-dollar projects. So when I'm talking to people, I'm trying to relate to them at their level because ain't nothing special about me, ain't nothing special about you, Ben or Melvin. But what's special is that we got in this game and we started doing it the right way everybody does. And we got the advice from an accounting firm. We got the advice from a legal firm. Emphasis on firm or somebody that worked at the highest level doing 7-figure deals, or they make 7 figures, and then we invested our money into them and trusted them to open up the pathway. Let me share something with you. So we talked about the pom-pom, and we're talking about wealth building. So here's a guy that I respect on this platform, Patrick Bet-David. I don't mind giving shout out to him because guess what? Patrick Bet-David is in the same industry I was in, and in 2009 he only had like 16 reps in the insurance business. His business now is over $300 million. And he said there's 3 types of mentorships you should have. He calls it TWA. Because I'm always give credit to people. He said the first one is theory. Where do we get that? In college. All our professors trying to tell us how to make money ain't never built a business. But people consult with the professor to tell them how to put things together because they so intellectually sharp. That's the low level of mentorship and making real money. Then he says there's the witness. Check this out, Erica and Ben and Melvin. I was a witness. My number one mentor, 5 years older than me. I'm riding in the hood in Chicago, laughing at him, talking about, dude, I got a college education. I ain't going out here carrying my gun and collect no rent. Dumb. He checked out, retired, $10 million net worth, over $250 of cash, $250,000 in passive income. So I rode with him for several years. And then he said the most important one is the applied entrepreneur experience. That's Erica, that's Ben, that's Melvin. Guess what? You got to invest in those experts and be ready to take that quantum leap when the expert shows up. And how do you do that? Getting your basics in place, then defining your ecosystem, and then putting it on the internet and let it scale up with discipline, accountability, and plug it into a system. So what your people on this platform need to understand is that in that process, there's cash, credit, collateral, but most importantly, what I'm helping Ben out with is my connections of 20 years of being in the sports and entertainment business. When I started out brokering a deal for P. Diddy at the NBA All-Star game in 2006, who would have known that in 2021, when I worked with Manchester United in 2010, I would be able to build a bridge for potentially Ben and his partner and his 100% black-owned, only organic tequila on the planet. Who would have known? But you know what? I kept building the foundation, and I built it right. And you know what? Last thing I'm going to say here is that if you ain't never lost no money as an entrepreneur, you either lying or your loss is upon the shore. Guess what? I've lost $500,000 in a deal because every dog got his day. Yep. And sometimes I was full of pride and I wasn't listening to people, and somebody smarter and slicker than me knocked me over the head and took $500,000 from me.
Yep.
Does that story sound familiar? But you know, I didn't cry. You know what I did? I said, who was responsible to spend that money? I didn't do all my due diligence because I was caught in the ether of the big, better deal. And I stopped doing it because I wanted the quick money. Mm-hmm. What's on the internet? Quick money.
I mean, we're all, I would say that if you start a business like we did from the ground up, don't expect to take a salary for the first 3 years. I mean, that's the hardcore truth.
Listen, I want people to understand. Most people, I gave a chart the other day and I let them know the average age, and I said something today too on it. The average age of a business owner is 44 to 48 years old.
Yep.
Because that person started to get experience.
Yep.
That person has started to educate themselves. That person has started to invest in themselves and know, well, I can run this business. And also, I think you get to an age too where your boss is silly and you go on about there. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And so,
yeah. But you getting that? You said before, it's as I said before, you look. We're especially in our age now, where everybody's flossing on the Instagram and on social media. Everybody's going to Dubai. Well, before COVID, right? Everybody was going to Dubai. Everybody was going to Cabo Lucas, Cabo Azul, and going to Colombia, and just taking pictures, sitting by the bay. And I'm sitting there thinking, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what are they doing? How are they making money? They got to be doing that. And I'm like, because I own I can own a tequila brand, and I gotta get on. Sometimes I gotta just get on a Greyhound to go to Chattanooga to do a festival. And so it's like you gotta ask for you gotta have to build your. You say you build your contacts, build your networks. You always got to be open because you said before the next. That one conversation, could lead to, you said before, like where you meeting with billionaires,
right?
Where you could, because I mean, I wasn't going to be on that call for that AMAC. I was supposed to be on another call, and it just happened. You said before, I just happened to be on that AMAC call, and then DJ and I just hit it off, in the chat. It was just like as you said before, it's when it comes when you least expect it, as far as your connections and the chances of an opportunity. You just got to be prepared at that time.
Erica.
Well, and to be clear, I'm sorry, Melvin. I was gonna say it's not necessarily that people want to be business owners; they want the fruit of business owners.
Oh, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
They want to go to Dubai.
Oh, yes. Erica, can you say that again? Erica, that was a huge nugget. Can you say that again?
A lot of people don't want to be business owners. They want to be they want to have the fruit of being business owners.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so you always ask them details. I remember I was talking to somebody and I said, but yeah, what did you guys make? Oh, we doing this. I'm like, but what did you make? What was the net? Right? And they couldn't give me the answer, and I was like, oh, okay. Like there's a lot of people out there who want to enjoy the fruit, but they're not serving people. So that's really the sad part is.
Yeah, they want to go to Dubai.
Right.
They want to go to Cabo San Lucas. You said before. Those are the people you said before. Let them be corporate, and they just do that thing, and because like I said, I worked in those stations where we were number one, and we brought in 150 million a year, but I had to ask 3 people, above me, if I could just take out a client, to a White Sox game or a Chicago Cubs game.
That's sad.
You know what I'm saying? And by the way, I'm bringing in 35 million to the company.
Wait, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the first thing I thought of is, do y'all know why Shonda Rhimes left for Netflix?
Oh, no, why?
Because an executive, he got her a pack of Disney tickets, right? She's one of the she made Thursday and Fridays for ABC Network.
Yeah,
she made them billions of dollars.
Exactly.
And he said, I'm not getting her another freaking ticket. She can pay for her own ticket. You know what that ticket was? $150. And that woman left that company and inked a deal with Netflix for millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. I can go buy this ticket myself.
Right.
No, there's Netflix, you know.
Oh man, you know what I mean.
I want to make sure that you let them know where they can get your tequila.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking where they can get
it. So give it to them and give them the special that we put together for them.
Okay, you go to ToleroTequila.com, TALERO Tequila.com, and then use the promo code MONEY, MONEY, and you get 10% off your order, and we ship directly to your door. The thing is, as you said before, since you're buying alcohol over the internet, you have to be there when they deliver. So, so when they knock on the door, you got to show them your ID.
Yeah, you got to be 21 years of age for them to deliver.
Otherwise,
Say it one more time for the audience. Say it one more time. People eating they food and they like, what did he say? Say it again.
So ToleroTequila.com, TALERO Tequila.com. So, and use the promo code MONEY, MONEY. So, and it's organic tequila.
21 years old to receive the product.
Exactly. It's because it's coming by FedEx. So the FedEx guy will come out your door, knock, and they will say, boom.
Oh, Erica, yours is at your office. It was delivered today, so we ain't forgot about you. We got you, girlfriend. We got you.
I'm gonna drink it too.
Let's do something. Let's do something different before we close out. Hey, let's take some questions because you were talking about lifestyle. You wanted me to come on here and talk about lifestyle today. And then when you did your what you call your what do you call it? Spontaneous chat you did from your other hotel, but you just you got tired of people talking about the stimmy, and I was right. I was vibing with you because stimulation and real business stimulation is two different things. And like you talked about, the real ballers getting real six figures in the PPP, the Idle, the DLA, and the people who, I'm excited for you if you're getting, $1,400 a person and you get 11 grand. But here's what we know, because you've been systematized, that is generated for you to infuse what America has become is a consumer-based society. I'm going to say that again. That is designed to be infused because America is a consumer-based society. Every person out of every 10, 8 of them are going to go spend money on consumerism, be it clothes, entertainment, or something feel good, vacations. And the third and the fourth quarter is going to look good on whose bottom line? Corporate America, just like they do with Black Friday. But what we're doing, we're stimulating the economy because we're creating assets, hard assets, intellectual, real estate, networks, and systems that are transferable. So what I like to do, because again, ask us some questions, because here's what I like about your platform, Erica. You got some real sharp people on here, but here's what I know about them. 9 out of 10 of those real super sharp ones that think they know everything, they don't have this system in place. You know why? Because I've been doing this for 20 years. And I rarely meet Erica Williams that got all her, pardon my French, shit together. Real talk. Real talk.
I mean, why did 60% of businesses couldn't apply for the PPP? They didn't have their paperwork together. They didn't have any organization.
Yep.
Mr. Melvin, real quick. Mr. Melvin, you didn't get to tell us how you got to start working with, he gave us the story, but.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that, Melvin.
Mr. Melvin.
At 17 years, him letting me be the star, and he's the real star. You see what I'm saying?
It's I'd rather, not say a whole lot and let him do his thing. But the reality of it is that you got to know what you know and know what you don't know. A lot of people know how to do some part of their business. That's why they're going after it in business. But they got to realize there's other people around them that know what they don't know, and they got to be smart enough to pull them in to help them get over the hump. If you're not good at paperwork, you got to have somebody that you pull in, whether you pay them $15, $20 an hour or not, to do that paperwork that you don't like to do, so that you can keep the wheels turning and keep, the money flowing. The spice must flow, as they say in the old school. And so that's what I realized in working with the people who wanted to buy real estate. I had to explain to them through a game. How you operate in this game with cash flow is how you're going to operate every day. If you don't understand how this works in the game, you're not going to understand how it works in real life. And it's going to become a lot faster because when you put your money on the line, even with, DJ, when the market went crazy, here you go, let me give you these properties back to you.
Right.
And he said himself, I bought them for $1,000. I sold them for 30 cents, because I'm like, let me get out of this. But he realized that once things settled down, he made a mistake and started getting back into the property. Mm-hmm. So part of what I do is I help clients understand where they're at and try to help them figure out where they're trying to go.
For sure.
And then we work on a plan so we can get them there.
And also, Mr. Melvin's 7 feet tall. Y'all just can't see it with the camera. Every time they post a picture of him, I'd be like, what is going on?
I still got to put my pants on one leg at a time.
Started center.
I realize that in all things, testimonial wise, I give grace and glory to God because we all have a testimony and we all go through our trials. Like we said earlier, if you haven't lost money, then you either lying to yourself, or you're trying to lie to everybody else, but you're really lying to yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So even we go through those situations, especially the Great Recession, where people who are close to us lose the vision, but you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You fall down, you got to get back up. It's not how many times you fall. For some of those people out there says, well, I keep trying and I keep trying. It's not how many times you fall. It's make sure that you get up after you fall and learn from what happened that knocked you down and keep it going forward. There we go. That's the code right there. Good job, Erica.
1L though.
And you get 10%. Everybody gets 10% off.
It's 1L.
Okay, let me fix it.
Tequila.
I can't spell, Erica.
Tequila.
Blame your buddy over there. That's what
that's why I got Nick Westbrooks, the English teacher, just like you have Savannah and Enrique.
Yeah. Con L.
Hey, here's the tip. When you are free, you don't have to speak the King's English. You don't have to spell well.
This guy knew how to sign that check.
He's like, well, yeah, money is universal. Yeah, the numbers are universal.
Right, exactly. I know how to spell money though.
Yeah, money.
I know how business works.
Yeah.
I remember talking to somebody, and he said, when he had workers out there in Texas. He said they may not be able to spell it, but they know how to count it. If you're off $1, they're gonna know it.
Yeah.
Laughing, Mike.
Yeah.
People know.
Yes.
Hey, so what questions do your audience have for us? Because here's opportunity when you get a chance to impact and intersect with actual experts that actually have been doing this in the real world. I think one of the problems that we have just in society alone, we don't realize that you got a chance to get every question asked and answered for you, and don't be afraid to ask. There's no bad question.
Well, I'm gonna have to run in about 10 minutes, so they better squeeze in whatever question I got. The first one is, will you be hiring any or on or off premise market managers or staffing agencies for Tolero Tequila?
Yes, especially social media managers. When DJ and his people come in with the capital, as you said before, we this whole ToleroTequila.com. And we're building the whole distribution for online and doing online sales. So definitely we are looking when in the next 3 to 4 months to have social media managers. So it's like boom, to constantly, you said before, I wanted to get to where you say when you think about just name me 3 tequilas, I want Tolero to be on top of that mental shopping list.
Yeah, people were in the conversation going, Jose Cuervo, this and that. I'm like, all righty, I see y'all. I was like, we want to do Tolero Tequila.
Hey, here's what I'm gonna say to everybody that gets a bottle, and straight up, because I am a professional tequila connoisseur. I used to ski with the National Brotherhood of Ski Club through the mid '90s, and all we drank was high premium tequila. And I don't drink hardly at all now, but once I put this on my palate, straight up, if you don't like this, I'll buy back your bottle straight up. That's how great this is. This is the first tequila I have tasted that doesn't have any back taste of bitterness at all. It is straight smooth. And regardless of what my relationship is with Ben and his other co-partner, I'm telling you, as a tequila connoisseur, it's two things I consume at the highest level on liquors. It's tequila and beer, wheat beer. And this stuff is great tasting, no headache, straight gangster. I'm telling you.
Our tagline is good tequila shouldn't taste bad. And that's plain and simple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got a great question from Perfect Nails. For people that need to spend the STEMI money on bills, what are some things people could use the STEMI for to generate additional income today? Great question. Number one, look at your debt. Because guess what? If you owe $1,000 Perfect Nail on a credit card that you're paying 18%, the first way for you to get a raise is to pay that $1,000 off. And that's not what you want to hear, but that's facts. Because 18% divided into 72, your money that you're servicing debt is going to double against you every 4 years paying the minimum. And on $1,000 credit and you're paying the minimum, you would take 20 years and you will pay $5,000 to pay that off. Now, once you've done that, the second thing you do, if you haven't done this, you should be putting money in your emergency fund. And see, you want me to give you the sexy answers, but that sexy stuff ain't going to get you freedom, okay? You should establish in this market a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, getting you at least 3 to 7% return on your money. The third thing you should do, if you are an entrepreneur or still working for somebody, you better contribute to a Roth IRA. And if you got children and you can pay your children $600 one time, you can get a custodial Roth IRA and never have to pay taxes on that ever again. That's the third thing you do. And then the fourth thing, once you got those three right, then you come see us and we will show you how to get engaged into real estate, businesses, dividend stocks, startup opportunities like Tolero. And between Erica, myself, and our other partners, we can get you right like rain. And how are we going to do that? Because that first commercial that she showed at the beginning, I get $500 an hour for my time, minimum. Corporate America pays me $1,200 to $2,000 an hour for my time. Not because I'm special, because I'm just great at what I do for the middle class. So the first thing you should do is engage in this special called Family Finance 101. You'll get 18 modules of 3 hours of all the financial things you need to know about money from A to Z so you can invest with Erica. And then the second thing is I'll give you a complimentary consultation, not only with me, but I also give you one with Melvin. And if you really need the help on the business side to find out the right entity, I'll give you a complimentary consultation as James on my dollar. And all you got to do is spend a couple of bucks and invest in yourself. And on top of that, Perfect Nails, I will give you access to a free webinar that I charge $500 for next week. We're going to do a webinar for entrepreneurs to take their STEMI money and go through those processes and then invest in real businesses, real time. Next week, April 1st. It ain't a fool's deal, but we're going to do a live webinar with this little small company called GenPro. It's the largest cleaning company in North America and Canada. I'm a business consultant to them, and I will allow you to come inside that because we're going to teach their entrepreneurs who don't have proper structure, proper taxes, proper, self-retirement plan set up, how to get that all done. And I'm inviting you to come in free if you're wise enough to invest your STEMI money the right way. And then take 10% of that STEMI money after all that thing's been done and go out and celebrate and enjoy yourself a good time. That's the answer and the right way to do it versus everybody else is telling you, because that's really sexy, because that'll create transgenerational wealth for you and your family. Real talk.
Love it, love it, love it. Let me see. The last question in here, and I'm gonna wrap it up. Somebody came and supported the chat. I want to thank you. Thank you. We've had a crazy show tonight. It's spam bots and all that kind of stuff. Thank you for the $50 super chat. He said, great panel, excellent information as always. Perfect Nails asked, do you have an email list? How can they get on it? Tolero Tequila.
Oh, ToleroTequila.com. Then that's it, really. We have a Zoom party.
Oh, yeah.
Every Friday.
Yeah. Let's not forget to tell them about them Zoom parties, baby.
So as I said before, I partner with DJs. So this Friday from 8 to 10 on Zoom, go to our page on Facebook at Tolero Tequila, and it will be with this week we take it to Detroit. So we're gonna have 3 Detroit DJs, and then we're on Twitch TV with DJ Silver Knight, DJ Vince Adams, DJ Salah, DJ Nasty, DJ Jason Staten. So we said before, our whole thing is that coming from my radio perspective, I want you to enjoy your tequila while listening to some great music and great DJs, because DJs are what makes the world go around and the music world go around. And so go to ToleroTequila.com. But we're actually at Tolero Tequila USA on Instagram and Tolero Tequila on Facebook.
Yeah, and so this is what it looks like. So typically when they send out this is free for everybody. When you want to come and party with us from 8 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern every Friday night. After our show, we jump on and they do all genres. So each Friday is a different genre. They do all genres, and it's just off the chain. I mean, come party with us, have a great, safe time, and drink some high quality, premium, organic tequila. That's what it's all about. But it all starts, Erica, it's just plugging into that Family Finance 101 construct and get your foundation, build your ecosystem. And I'm gonna challenge you high-end people. I love the people to make the comments and tell you about the completion of the ecosystem. What I'm gonna challenge you, do you really have assets that if you were interrupted in your income right now, that you would actually still sustain your lifestyle? Even if you make $1,000 a year or $1 million a year, would you have the assets that can support your lifestyle right now? And I can bet you, because I just sat down with over 20,000 people, that maybe 1 out of every 10 people on this show actually has that. And I don't care if you make $250,000 or $1 million, I can bet you probably don't have all your ducks in a row, because a lot of times once we get highly educated, we think we know everything. And then guess what? That's why the multi-billion-dollar companies hire the high-end professionals to do their stuff. And you've been benefited to get access to our network through Erica, and we can share cooperative economics together. And it just starts with you hitting that link and jumping on, and we'll answer all your questions. And I will give you a money-back guarantee if our program doesn't work for you, if you do everything directly the way we tell you to do it.
For sure, for sure. And listen, you guys, I can't hold these guys up much longer tonight, but I'll take a picture of my bottle, and I want you guys to see it. He's holding up one in the background. Someone said they already ordered the silver. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Look at that. DJ Money holding it up. Listen, you guys, thank you guys for being here. And next time we'll see you, and we'll be all sharing what? The pom-pom lifestyle.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of money, peace of mind. And Erica, tell everybody to come join us on the beaches of the World Club. Your beach don't have to be an ocean. It's where your freedom and your peace of mind is. And if I could do one quick thing, 1 second, I told my mom, because I just flew my mom down here after the COVID, I said I would give a shout out to her and the fam. And I just want to share this with you guys, because my mom is beautiful. She's the one with the wings underneath my feet, and she would kill me if I don't show you guys this, because this is lifestyle right here. Real talk. Let me see it. This is my mom and my children right now. Real talk. And that's what the lifestyle affords you to do anytime, any place, 7 days a week. Sunshine. Right. Mom was able to get her shots, and come down here for a whole 10 days and hang out on our dime.
I love it. I love it. You guys be safe out there. listen, you guys, this is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Next time you see me, I'll be holding up my tequila bottle. And you guys have a great night.